Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, what can foam do for you? Halo Bender is an 8% double IPA from Foam Brewers in Burlington, Vermont. I don't have too many themed weekly videos where I explore a brewery for a week. If you want to see more of those, let me know in the comments. But when Foam Brewers hit the shelves here thanks to M4 and again the Homes Nucleate Festival, I knew it was really too good of an opportunity to pass up just to look at some of the beers that I don't get to see very often. Now, if you missed my previous video on Dead Wax, you'll find a link popping up somewhere over here and in the description so you can go and see what that's all about. But rather than retread old, history, let's take a look at the label. We'll get it into a glass. But first, I'd like to thank my executive producers, Brian Kramer, David Jeffries, Vinny Cat, and Cam Freeman for helping to bring this review to you today. If you'd like to become a producer, help out the channel, or maybe just throw me a couple bucks to buy me a beer, take a look at my Patreon. It's at patreon.drafttherapy.com, where you can get early access to these videos and a few other special perks that are available only to patrons. If the monetary thing isn't your thing, just feel free to share this video. Let's widen the net. Let's have more people talking about craft beer. So let's take a look at the label here. This is a really interesting, different one. As I mentioned on the Dead Wax video, this has that kind of large style snifter glass that they have on the Foam Brewers labels. And this says Halo Bender, with these two kids kind of sitting in the middle with stars in their eyes and their halos above. It has all these multicolored circles, different textures, different colors, different looks all around it. If we look around the back and the side of this label, it says 8% alcohol by volume in Burlington, Vermont. Keep cold, drink fresh, time kills art, 1 pint pure beer. And as I mentioned in that Dead Wax video, Foam Brewers uses different artists for each one of their labels. This one is Ellen Voorhees that created this label. On the side here, it says Double India Pale Ale. It has the government warning. And then this was canned, talking about drinking fresh and drinking cold, this was canned on May 11th, 2022. It is May 29th, so it's been about 3 weeks. My math is wrong. It's been about 18 days. So, I'm not a mathematician or, I don't know, somebody that likes dates or something. So anyways, we're going to crack this, put a nose on it, and then we're going to talk about it. So let's crack this first. Using my little Draft Therapy Tiku glass. If you can see that look in there, it doesn't look like it's too different. So let's go ahead and pour it. Coming out pretty clear, again, out of the can. Looks very much like Dead Wax did, to be perfectly honest. But the color is a little bit darker, a little bit more yellow. We're getting about a finger of head here. It is like a bright white again, another bright white head, but this one seems like it's dissipating kind of quickly. If we hold it up to the light here, that's pretty yellow to me. To you, it looks actually pretty yellow too. It looks more like pineapple juice to you, but to me, actually, it looks very similar. It just has a little bit of a darker kind of look to it because, again, that light's shining directly through. I can see just a faint shadow of my fingers through the beer, but not much else. Not seeing much detail here. Let's put a nose on it. Again, kind of a dank aroma. This is actually pretty reminiscent of what I got out of Dead Wax. So let's go ahead and try it out. Cheers. We always talk about the mouthfeel first. This one, the mouthfeel seems to be a little bit more on that medium side. It has a little bit more of a chewy mouthfeel. It's not really on the crisp side, but it's a little bit, it's not super thick. It's not syrupy. It doesn't even seem that thick for a IPA. It doesn't really seem thick for a double IPA or even like a New England style. I guess we're going to maybe throw this one in the New England style bucket. But that's the mouthfeel. Let's talk about the flavor here. It comes through really kind of sweet at the very beginning. It has, when I hold like a little bit more of it in my mouth, I get more of like that, again, kind of like, I noticed this with Dead Wax too. It has like that kind of candied pineapple kind of flavor up front. This one seems like it's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more bursting with that kind of flavor, with that tropical pineapple kind of flavor. There might be a little bit of maybe a little bit of like a mango or a citrus in there as well. And then on the finish, it starts to get, when I was talking about the beginning, I was thinking like, oh, there's not much bitterness to this. But when you actually get a swallow of it, the bitterness starts to come through on the finish. Yeah, it's like 2 stages of this beer. That upfront stage is a little bit more of a sweeter pineapple, a little bit more of a candied kind of pineapple flavor, maybe a little bit, again, a little bit more of a citrus, a little bit of a mango. But when you get your swallow, when the swallow goes down, it goes over your tongue, that's when this more of a citrus quality comes through. Definitely more of a citrus bitterness. There isn't really much of a piney. There is maybe, or a resinous there, but it seems like there is just a tiny bit of an earthy bitterness in there. It comes through on the very finish, but there's more of a citrus kind of bitterness, more of an orangey bitterness of a kind of like again, I say this sometimes. It's like when you eat like the membrane of an orange. You know, you peel an orange and you take the slices, but you eat the skin that holds all those kind of juicy little sacs in there. That's kind of like the bitterness, the orangey citrus bitterness that I'm getting out of this. But again, it comes through sweet in the beginning, and then lingering kind of on the aftertaste is where that kind of orangey, membraney kind of bitterness comes through. Again, a little bit of an earthy kind of bitterness comes through as well. It's a very interesting kind of like a dichotomy of flavors, right? Because you're getting in the beginning, you're getting that sweetness. On the finish, you're getting that kind of pithy bitterness again, but it sticks on your tongue. It definitely doesn't just kind of come and go. The aftertaste really hangs on. It really hangs on onto your palate, and that's, you know, you're hitting that citrus, you're hitting that kind of pithy bitterness as well, and you're also hitting that kind of earthy kind of note in there as well. I think this is very similar to what I was getting out of Dead Wax, as I mentioned earlier, and I have a couple more of the foam beers that were distributed in Michigan, so if you're interested in seeing any of those, let me know, and I can just do like a roundup of the other 2 that I have, because I haven't tried them yet. But they definitely have this, so far, they definitely have this cohesion to them. Between Dead Wax, between Halo Bender, I had to look at it for a second, between these 2 beers, they do feel like they share a similar kind of history, or a family, like a bloodline basically, in beer. And that's really kind of intriguing to me, because I feel like with them releasing these 4 beers, again, I have 2 more that I haven't tried yet. If you want to see reviews on those, I'll just do another video with those 2 beers, and we won't break them into individual things. But they feel like they have a lineage, you know, they're related to each other, which is interesting, because now we have, you know, beers that come out in the state, 4 different beers. I think we may have actually got a 5th one, which I think was Experimental Jet Set, which was a really higher ABV double IPA. But I feel like at least with these, with Dead Wax and Halo Bender, they share that lineage. They do have a similar flavor to them. And it's interesting to see. This feels like it's an evolution of Dead Wax. And I'm interested to see where the other 2 go. I think I have the Shining and I have another one. So if you want to see those, let me know. But again, I'm really impressed by the beer so far from Foam Brewers, and I can't wait to see if they come to Michigan full time with the other 3 breweries that M4 was able to distribute, thanks to the Nucleate Festival in Ann Arbor this upcoming weekend. All right, friends, that has been Halo Bender from Foam Brewers out of Burlington, Vermont. Did you catch these beers out in the wild, the Foam Brewers beers out in the wild? Have you had a chance to try their beers before? Have you done trades maybe before? And are there any other beers of theirs that you suggest myself or maybe other fellow viewers check out? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, if you like beer, you might want to subscribe and click that bell. I'm here talking about beer twice a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's all for free for viewers just like you. And you might miss your newest favorite if you're not subscribed and getting those notifications. If you are subscribed and getting those notifications, please share this video out with your friends. Let's expand the net. Let's get more people into craft beer. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Remember, drink craft beer. Support your local breweries wherever they are. These guys are in Burlington, Vermont. And most importantly, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Cheers, everybody.